we've come out to see Marlys Zill's own private mango grove. So she has a whole bunch of trees planted here. One right over here, she just mentioned, is a lemon zest. So we're going to go through and see all of her mangoes. This is, what is it, about 15 miles west of the ocean, you think?
I guess.
It's a ways
I seldom
west.
get to the ocean anymore. I used to as a child, but I'm busy out here now.
But this is a completely different climate from our place, from where Truly Tropical is. It's just a beautiful yard that Marlys has, but it's a different climate, different conditions for mango plants. So I'm really interested to see what varieties not only does Marlys love, but that do well in this new climate, in this different climate.
Yeah, it's totally different. Anthragnos is very prevalent out here because of the humidity.
I'm sorry to put your
No,
eyes in the
that's
sun.
okay.
So,
That's all right. This is one of my favorite mangoes, the lemon zest, and it has not had a lot of fruit on it last year. The year before it had quite a bit of fruit. I liked it so well I planted another one. This one down here is a lemon zest. The not the avocado or the lime trees, but the second one where the pots are under it is a lemon zest. And it had more fruit on it this year. We're going to see what happens next year. I think we're going to have some early bloom because of the cold spell we had just a day or two ago.
Yeah, I was thinking, the only thing I was wondering about the cold spell is we had so much rain right before it, so it sort of counteracts it a little bit, but it was pretty cold for being October.
Yeah, it was. I think they made history up in Bureau with some of the cold weather.
So it looks like you planted these mangoes on a grid.
Not really. I
No?
just put them because I wanted to be able to get a truck in here. So I didn't put them in this particular drive area, and I wanted to be able to mow well without,
Yeah.
going crazy.
So,
But anyway.
yeah, it looks great. So you have two other mango trees.
Oh, these
over
I've got
here.
to plant in the ground. Look at, and I have some more out there. These I just planted last year, the big ones.
So this is 1 year growth from this size to this size?
Yeah.
Wow, things grow very nicely out here.
Yeah, they do. They grow really fast. Both of these were 7-gallon when I planted them though last year. They weren't 3-gallon. These are 3-gallon. They
So
were
this
7
is like
gallon.
a 2 years from here, equivalent.
Right. And this one's a Venus, and that's a Beverly. I love a Beverly. It's late, and it has done well out here.
Yeah, Walter tells us that Beverly was like the Zill variety that you didn't sell any, you just kept them for yourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely, because they're late in the season and there aren't that many left, and so we just kept them for ourselves, our own enjoyment.
So what are the new varieties that you
Well,
decided
I'm going
to
to plant a cac. This one is a phoenix, and that's a cac, and then the cotton candy is back there. It has some scale, and I wanted to get rid of the scale before I put it in the ground out here, so I've been treating that with just soap and oil and water when it's damp, and it's gotten rid of it. I just got to get it out here and get it planted.
So I'm sure that this part of the yard gets very damp. But,
It does.
Do you get standing water here or not?
I get standing water over there where the lower places are, and there you can see where it's low. Mangoes do well with standing water. They can stand in this much water for 2 or 3 weeks and they'll be fine. Now avocados
are
or
different
papayas
story,
are
yeah.
so different.
Yeah.
But no, the mangoes do well. I'm going to have these oak trees taken out. There's too much in here, but not yet. These are little carry trees behind us, and they were high grass carry trees. We were going to try that, and they did quite well. They're easy to mow around, but most people want a smaller looking tree rather than so big. The Julie mangoes were good on a high graft, Those in the middle there were just experiment. They weren't sure what they were, and they said, Gary said, take them out your place and plant them. Those two middle ones.
So these two, we don't know what they haven't produced yet.
No. And until I get these oak trees out and give them a little more sun, I don't think they're going to. But these carries do very well out here. Carries, they are not prone to get any diseases, and they produce well. And of course, Grandma, bless her heart, her name was Carrie, and I just love these Carrie mango trees.
Yeah, that's a great variety. This is something else.
This is a G32.
G32. Unnamed variety, one of
Well, they
Gary's
called
there?
it orange essence, or not orange essence, but orange sherbet or orange sorbet. I don't know which name Gary has decided to leave on it or even propagate it, but they have not produced a whole lot out here for me.
And this one here?
Okay, now that is one that Linda Wilson called honey. And it is a J14. Both of those are J14. They don't have a name. Linda Wilson loved it, and she said, oh, this tastes like honey. It has not. That one produced 2 fruits this year, and you see they've been in the ground some time, and it's a delicious mango, but I may top work it to something else that will produce better.
Just, it might produce well somewhere else in the county, but you don't know. I mean, right now, from here, your experience, it doesn't produce very well.
It hasn't produced well out here. Now, the fruit I got off of it were fairly clean, but it was only 2 fruit. So this is another G32 that's not happy. It just depends on, I think, the location they're planted in. Although here they are all the way around here. Most of these are this is G32. That's a, oh my, I know what that is as well as I'm standing here. It's a pickering. That's a pickering. And you see now that pickering is you see how small it is. And this pickering just produces like crazy. And it has a tendency to have a little weeping on the fruit, but whether it's here or at your place, it's that way.
Yeah,
it's no worse out here.
I've heard that called anthracnose tears because it's coming down from the stem.
Yeah.
In perfect air circulation and low humidity, then it doesn't develop that. But other places, people like the fruit a lot, so it's just sort of part of the pickering.
And it's a heavy producer for being such a small, cute tree. It really is.
So
this is a tree that I will top work to something else. It's it had some fruit on it, but I don't particularly care for the fruit. It's 3424. It's on a turpentine rootstock, and it had quite a few fruit on it this year. The coons liked it real well, but I didn't care for it. But somebody else may. It never was given a name, so I probably wasn't the only person who didn't care for it. This is orange essence that's been in the ground.
Wow.
A very short time, and I planted it as a 3-gallon last summer.
So we do have the anthracnose.
It's got the scale and anthracnose on it. And of course, it hasn't had a fruit on it. I think it had one on it, and I picked it off. So we'll see how it does out here. This behind you is coconut cream, and you can see its growth habit. It's more spreading.
Yeah, it tends to sprawl and come in. Yeah, a little arching of the branches and such.
It did not produce well this year. No.
Yeah,
no, I
previous
think
years, was it better or not?
No, it hasn't produced well out here for me at all. It's a very delicious mango, but it's not a heavy producer for me. Now, the little tree behind it is not nearly as old And this Mahashinook, it had a lot of fruit on it this year, and they were clean. And Mahashinook is
A good heavy producer.
yep, and a good mango.
And very popular, yep.
Yes, it really is. I can't say enough about it. Behind it is the Sunrise. It's a delicious mango. It did produce for me this year, and of course, like I say, it's got too much shade around it. I've got to get these oaks trimmed back or taken out. But it had some fruit on it this year. First time it's fruited. It's bloomed year after year, but you see how big it is. And this year is the first time I got any fruit off of it. So I was happy to get what I could off of it.
So do you think that the bloom was affected by anthracnose, or do you have any idea why it didn't set fruit in previous years?
I have no idea, except that it's just too shady here and it doesn't have any circulation as far as it doesn't get any morning sun, as you can see. And it just gets a tad in the afternoon, so we'll see. It's not notorious for being a good producer anyway, but it's really, if you can get some fruit, they're delicious.
So, and we've already talked about lemon zest over here.
That's my second lemon zest tree.
So, guess we'll head over to
All
the
right.
other part.
Okay, this is a Valkyrie, and it had quite a bit of fruit on it this year. This, I believe, is a Jacquelin. Of course, it hasn't been in the ground that long. I had another Jacquelin tree that didn't do well out here at all, so I top worked it, but this one had oh, thank you. That one had fruit on it as a 3 gallon, so I was hoping it would be okay. This is the G32 that I really need to get in there and prune back. Look at how full it is. And it did not have, it had 3 fruit on it. And the squirrels got to them. I got half of one, and the squirrels ate the rest of them.
So was that half a fruit worth
Half a
having
fruit.
the whole tree?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to consider that. I may prune it back and see if it doesn't do better another time.
Probably, I was just thinking with your strategy of having the trees up off the ground, not only is that good for mowing the lawn, but it does keep them off of out of the humidity a little bit.
It does. It really does.
So
this one had a lot, this Valkyrie had a lot of fruit on it, and they were really good this year. And it didn't seem to have a lot of anthracnose on them at all.
Oh, great.
Now, this is the Hatcher, and I got a lot of fruit off of this Hatcher tree. A lot. And they were pretty good, actually. They weren't the cleanest in the world, but I made green mango sauce, and I canned a lot of them because they seem to, they're just big, and so you get a lot of fruit when you have a Hatcher. And they were easy enough to make jam and jelly because you add other things. They are not as my favorite fruit, but they did quite well out here, and it produced well.
So I guess maybe we'll go here and then get the ones near the house. This one is, well, you got this one.
This one has not been happy, and Walter Top worked it too. It was, half of it is a Romani, and the other half is the 720, which is the Ugly Betty. But I didn't get any fruit off of it at all last year, and it was not happy.
So
I don't know what it.
Did you get no Romani fruit either?
No, it's just on one limb over there. Just one limb he left as a Romani. I believe this one. And it looks like, it looks like he top worked this and left this the Romani. That's what the rootstock is, Romani. Have you tasted a Romani?
Nope, I haven't.
I have had them before, and it's a perfectly round mango. If I remember correctly, and it was okay. You know?
I'm hoping for better than okay.
Do you have some?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't a good sales pitch. It's okay.
Okay, I understand.
But I like, I like the honest feedback on these different varieties because not everything can be great.
It can't.
Yeah.
Now, this is one that Walter Top worked to his Providence, and he was gung-ho on the Providence. but I can't get them to stay on the tree. So this one, I'm going to have to put something else on.
They fall when they're immature.
They fall before they're ripe and they're not ready to pick, and I'll think that, oh boy, this year I'm going to get one off of here. And nope. So, and it was something else to start with too, and he put Providence on it, but I'm going to have to put something else on it. So I got my work cut out for me here in my backyard, don't I, Chris?
Got changes.
Yeah.
Changes coming.
Yeah.
And I don't think we talked about this one yet.
This is the Pickering.
Oh yeah, okay, we got that one.
The Pickering.
I saw it from the other side. It looked completely different.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Not really.
This one.
So this tree here.
That's a G32 that's not happy either. I planted it as a 1 gallon. Now this is M23, which is fruit punch. And I have not gotten a mango off of it. And it was top work like 3 years ago. And it's not happy. I don't know what the deal is. Now I did put some whatever Har and I were talking about the other day at your place. I stopped by and got it.
Calcium, the gypsum?
Yeah, the gypsum. I put gypsum, I used the whole 50-pound bags. I put them around everything, and I'm hoping that will help because the soil out here is pretty dense. So we'll see. And I think, and this one is the Harvest Moon. And this one is Nell Petite. And this is an old tree. This is one of the first trees I planted here, and it has had fruit on it every year. It's a dwarf. The fruit are about the size of a lemon meringue fruit, and they're good and they're clean. I'm hoping that maybe somebody will want to produce more of these because I like it. I like this mango.
Is it a traditional mango flavor then? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no fiber in the fruit?
Nope.
And
maybe a little, but not even as much as the Pickering. It's a good mango.
So I hadn't heard of this variety. It's
Nell Petite.
Where did you come across the
It was one that
variety?
I believe, I'm not sure if maybe Fairchild ordered it years ago, and they didn't take all of them, or Gary tried it for somebody else. I don't remember where it came from or how I ended up with it because it wasn't doing well at the nursery. It was going to die, and I, like everything else, I like to save the world. Marlys Zill saves the world. So I planted it, and it's done quite well. I mean, it's been in the ground a good 10 to 12 years. And it's small. This is a little carry that I did the same thing with. It wasn't real happy, so I saved it. This is a Jacquelin.
Oh, this one's doing much better than the other. I guess it's been in the ground a lot longer.
This one has been in the ground, and it grows really. Jacquelin makes a big tree, and it had a lot of fruit on it. They weren't the clean fruit that I was hoping that it would have, but it had a lot of fruit, and it didn't affect the inside of the fruit. And I have taken graftwood to the nursery, and so they're now propagating this variety. But it was given to me by what are their names? They're on the West Coast, and they both are deceased now. And
Bob and Vivian Murray.
Vivian Murray. Yeah, she sent this over. She grafted this tree and sent it over to me when I was working at the nursery. Anyway.
Yeah, named after one of your girlfriends when you were growing up, right?
Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, I've got a Jacquelin tree also. I like the fruit.
Do you like the fruit?
Yeah.
Oh, I
great.
love it.
Yeah.
Aren't they tasty? It reminds me a little of a Jakarta.
Yeah.
Has that
Bailey's Marvel kind of also.
Yeah. Good flavor. Behind it is this is a lemon meringue. I had another tree here at one time, another mango tree that was just taken off, and it got too big, so I got rid of it. And I mean, it was bigger than this, only taller, but it was full like that, and then it didn't give me any fruit. I'm not going to say what it was because it's probably just the conditions out here, but I got rid of it and put this grapefruit in there. But this is the lemon meringue, and behind the lemon meringue is a Marlys mango.
All right.
Yep, I had the
So let's look
Jacquelin
at
top
them.
work to the Marlys Mango.
So you had 2 Jacquelin trees.
Not the Jacquelin, excuse me. It was a Jakarta. And I love a Jakarta, but it didn't do anything out here. So I thought, I'm going to put a Marlys on it. I need my own mango.
Yeah,
But it's on a Jakarta rootstock. And it's getting really big. But it had a bunch of fruit on it this year, Chris.
Yeah, this is the Marlys
Yeah.
here?
It had a lot of fruit on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty mango too. Had long season, pretty
Long
mango.
season, a real long season, yes. And they'll have fruit on it out here in the middle of the tree. You have to really hunt them down because they'll hide on you. But the ones that get out in the sunshine have a nice red color and are easy to find. The ones inside, of course, don't have the color that is easy to spot.
Yeah.
This is the 27-1 or Sweetheart.
Yeah, that
And this-
does well in just about any location. Right?
Oh, and it has produced every single year. It produces like crazy. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, because it's a heavier producer than the lemon zest, and it's cleaner. It's happy up here too, for some reason. This is the E4, and it has not produced well, but when you get a fruit, it is just delicious. It really is. But I think I got 2 fruit this year and maybe 3 fruit the year before, and it's a big tree. It's been in the ground the same length of time as the C1. Now the other mangoes are out in the very front if you want to walk out that way. This is a peach, a juicy peach. This one is a juicy peach that Walter Top worked a couple of years ago. And it does well here. It stays clean. It produces, I got a lot of fruit off of this tree. And it's a really good tasting, juicy taste, like a juicy peach. The name is perfect for it. Now, this is one of my very favorite mangoes. It's a new Angie. And this little Angie tree had probably 8 fruit on it this year. They were clean, and it's a very good tasting mango. Just awesome. I want to top work some of my other trees to Angie's because this is a good mango, and the tree doesn't get real big, and it produces like crazy, and it's clean. Even out here in Loxahatchee, it's clean. This is an M10. It does not produce well, and I probably will either just cut it out and keep these flowering trees here, or I may put something else on it. It gets a lot of shade from those flowering trees, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This is a Langro Banarsi, and it's a Indian mango. I have not gotten any fruit off of it since it's been in the ground, but the Indians really like it, so we'll see what happens. This is a peach cobbler, and it has grown quite well out here, but it hasn't produced. So we'll see. It's a very good mango. It's a green mango, but orange inside, and a real good flavor.
Well, thank you, Marlys, for showing us all of your mango trees. I can't even count how many varieties you have out here. It's really a great selection, and I think it's really important for anybody who has humid conditions to see what you've had success with. And so not only did we hear what your favorite varieties are, but also the ones that fruit in the western part of Palm Beach County.
Absolutely. This is a lovely area to live in because it's almost uninhabited out here, at least where I live, and it's quiet and peaceful, but it does have problems with humidity. And most of the mangoes have done fairly well for me, myself. I mean, I don't have a big group to feed, so a few off of the trees each year is perfect.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the mangoes can take so much water. When it does rain. It's very difficult to get rid of the water in this area because it's just very low, and so you've gotten some standing water close to the mangoes, and they've done fine. And it's probably the fog that you mentioned in the, every summer morning would be foggy.
Yes.
That probably has a bigger impact than the occasional rain.
It does. It's what really messes them up and causes the anthracnose. It's not the rain and the standing water. It's just the fog. I mean, and there's not much of a breeze out here. We're too far out west. And even though my property is surrounded with oaks and pine trees, which I was thankful for during a hurricane because it kept my mango trees from blowing away, it doesn't allow the breeze, and the breeze off of the ocean is what keeps your mango clean. The mangoes love a nice breeze. They are happy on an island with sandy soil.
Right.
And the soil out here is not really sandy. Like I say, I've had to put gypsum out, and I think that's going to help. I'm going to continue that and probably some other items.
Well, good. Well, thanks again, and really enjoyed it.
Thanks for coming, Chris.